you can actually think about it in this way. If your business is worth, and I'm going to use dollars, we can convert them later on. If your business is worth, in terms of time, you spend a year on it, you've done your friends and family, you're going to the angel investor. The minimum valuation in the US is generally $1 million. Because you've got a product, you've got some customers, you've done a beta test, and for valuation purposes, people say, okay, let's just assume $1 million, right? That's just the starting point. So if you want $100,000, you give away 10%.
Okay.
Now, in India, I don't know what those numbers are.
I would unfortunately too. But another thing, how do you, in terms for, so you would say the best practice is that if I have that startup, I actually build that beta type. Let's say it's like a web-based product, whatever. And then I pitch it. I actually kind of have customers coming in. I've invited, and actually it's going on a scale of like, let's say, a 30% growth or 40%. That is the best time to actually go and pitch for extra investment to kind of take it to the multiple phases that you have for it. I think that would be the right way.
I didn't understand your question. Beta is very important.
It's very important.
I mean, if you come to me and you say, well, I don't really have any customers,
but don't you really? I know what you mean. Okay, great.
Yeah, it's very important. Last question.
One thing that I felt was a personal dilemma or obstacle for me when I was working on my business plan was the kind of market research. Primary data is always extractable. You can do it yourself. But what about secondary data? It's very hard. I mean, you go online, people are selling it to you. And as not even a startup, it's just a stage before that, pre-initiator or conception stage. I mean, it's just you are conceiving the project.
Yeah.
How would you actually spend that much money, procuring the secondary data? So, what are the ways to actually extract that data? Free of cost, actually.
Free, yeah. So, generally speaking, companies like IDC release information on the website which may be like 2-3 years old. So, older information. There are newspaper articles that sometimes give you, hints of what that market segment or size might be. So those are two kind of obvious ones that you can Google. I think the third one is, if you go to your banker, let's say you've got somebody that's in the lending department that you know well, maybe your family, somebody in your family. Banks normally have access to this information. And of course, VCs have access to databases that have that information, so you have a friend there. But I would say just Google it. Eventually you'll get what you're looking for in an hour. You'll get it. It's there. Okay? All right. Thanks very much.